In the last episode, we have made contact with the presumably Nubian tribe, who has those quite horrifying skull decorated, I think those are skulls, border posts. So let's hope they don't need to make new border posts anytime soon, and let's play the Settlers 2. We're also fortifying our border here, and also, just as a side note, this should have more settlers, or more soldiers in it. Okay, anyway, construction is going along nicely. We are constructing things. We have not made any grain yet, and we will need a lot of grain, I can tell you that much. We will need loads and loads and loads of grain very soon. So we're building farms here, and I guess we'll start another farm over here too. So actually, I'm more tempted to put the woodcutter first. So let's get a woodcutter for here. We'll just connect that there. And we'll tear that down as soon as those places are deforested. Okay, you have found water. I'm not surprised that you found water here. I mean, look at this. There is a swamp. There's a swamp, but there is the sea. So the groundwater should be somewhere near the ground level here. You don't actually have to dig for it, or not very far. Just saying from what I have learned, or what I have believed to have learned so far in university. So that's just like a thing you can use as an orientation for. Also, there's a lake here. So you have a water table here and a water table here, and as long as those are, you can assume the groundwater is somewhere in between those. If those are at different levels at all. I mean, this might also be seawater if you're unlucky. But generally speaking, it's not. It's generally fresh water. Although you might have salt water near the salty groundwater near the sea. It's actually a problem in various places in, I think Mexico had it for a while, because if you have your groundwater replaced by salt water because it's because the freshwater table has dropped due to excessive groundwater mining, which is a term for just overusing your groundwater resources. And salt water from the sea can basically push in and replace all that fresh water, and then you'll have a salinification. Is it the word? So your soil on the top becomes very salty and actually not usable for things like agriculture anymore, which, as you may imagine, is not very pleasant to most farmers. They really hate it for obvious reasons. So, yeah, just teaching you stuff. Because overall, I consider myself to be a bit of a teachy person. I do like teaching people. I think it's kind of interesting to know what groundwater does and what happens underground. It always fascinated me, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy with my new studies. When I was basically failed chemistry and was X-rolled from chemistry because I messed up an exam too often. That I got to learn about all this underground stuff, which always, like, as a child, I was already fascinated with everything that was underground. Like caves and just digging in general was fascinating to me, the soil and everything. It got less fascinating when I actually had a lecture on soil, because it's can get pretty boring. I can tell you that most things can be pretty boring, even if you're very interested in them. Like chemistry, there are also ways to make chemistry boring to me. Mind you. Very boring. As soon as it gets into organic chemistry, even chemistry students, even hardened chemistry students will doze off. They will have a hard time focusing because it's so bloody boring. There's literally only two groups of chemists, the one that like organic chemistry and the other 90%. Although some grow to like it later on, and it really depends on the professor, I believe. Like, if the professor teaches it well, if he gets you engaged in the lecture, and if he gets topic across, there are actually ways to get even dry topics across quite nicely, and quite interesting. So, that's always something you have to keep in mind. A good professor can make even a horrible topic very, very interesting and even fun to pay attention to. Okay, and I think this might actually become a very close to the border house, so we'll probably want to build a fortress here. I don't plan to attack them there. I only plan to hold this place. Actually, no, don't do that yet. Don't build a fortress there. Might be a waste of time. What are you? You can't click on those enemy buildings, so you don't know what they've built unless you actually watch what they're doing here. So this is presumably a woodcutter. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna save here. Can't name saves as you want here, by the way, and you also have a limited amount of them. Which is mostly because, well, back in the day, hard drives were somewhat limited. They were very limited, in fact. So you'd not want to... Oh, we're out of logs now. Out of boards, almost. So you couldn't have, like, an infinite amount of save games like you have nowadays. Whenever I think about how many save games I have in Skyrim, but it actually counts how often you saved, and it's... I think I'm well over 1,000. Because I do excessive save games, especially with Bethesda games, because... I forgot to talk sorry about my old computer. When I first got to Morrowind, my old computer actually had... a hardware issue, and it would just occasionally blue screen out on me, and I didn't like that a single bit. Let's also build a fortress here. I think where else would I put one? And it was quite horrifying. So there was always the chance that it would blue screen. Just blue screen, reset, game crash, everything lost, and so I got into the habit of saving the game every time. Like, every time I opened the door, it could happen any time. Like, you were outside, something happened, I think it was a graphic card issue. So, anytime something had to be loaded, there was a chance it crashed. Especially likely when you happen to come across doors and the like, so you had to be careful with those. So, you're producing, that's good. Are you producing? Hardly. Are you producing? No. So we'll probably want to have another iron mine. And maybe even another. Although we probably have to upgrade our food supply first. I want to know if there's gold over here. I believe the gold's actually in this mountain, which is why it's important to get there before the Nubians do. I'll just presume they're Nubians. Probably want the storehouse here. So let's just get that constructed. Storehouse. And let's have a woodcutter here. We'll probably not place a forester there. We will put a sawmill here. Can we actually put this close? Not really. Let's see. I could put it here, but I don't want to. Let's just do this. I want a sawmill, and I want this to connect here. There we go. This will cost us a few more helpers, but those are basically those are hardly a resource you have to pay attention to, because I mean, look at that. We're at 99. We'll just use up a lot of them. So don't worry about helpers. I think it's literally impossible to run out of those. We have 6 here, but they won't run out. They grow like, I don't know, weed. Okay, we'll also have a lot of logs that are going to be clogging our paths soon enough, because we'll have to get those to the sawmills in order to be processed. This one is back to almost full, which is fine. Happy to see that. And yes, I could have built another sawmill, but we haven't technically run out of logs for now. So you can probably burn. We'll give us something new to do, don't you worry about that. Okay, I think those are mostly granite mountains, so we don't really have to care about them. But I don't want the Nubians to fall into our flank over here, so we'll just build a massive fortress and hope it deters them. Another downside of fortresses is that they're so expensive and they're really, really hard to they can be destroyed. Later on there's a catapult which destroys a building or almost instantly. So that includes fortresses. You can take a fortress down without actually having to fight it. Although building a catapult is kind of a pain in the ass. But it's still something that can be done. It's also very expensive. And you have to use stones, so you have to expend your stones in order to make the catapult shoot, or in order to have catapult ammo. Occupied, storage is ready. That's that one, great. That's that. Wonderful. Okay, we'll have to pretty much get a new military building up here too. And because we currently should have the capacity for that... By the way, is our brewer ready? Yes. We are now producing beer. We have 6 grain. And we want to have everything ready, pretty much. Also, we have 71 buckets of water. Because this guy is hauling them like crazy. Also, this is something that I actually asked my biology teacher back when I was in school, because to me it didn't make sense that cacti were like limited to the desert, because if they were doing so well without water, to me it made sense that they would do incredibly well in areas that had lots of water, because, well, it would be like having lots of money to spend, right? So they could grow like crazy, and it's actually not the case, so you'd probably not find a cactus near the beach, because apparently it's too wet for them. They can't deal with too much water either. It was kind of a strange thing to me, but apparently that's the case. So yeah, they can't deal with too much water either. And that's kind of an optimum, and if it exceeds that, if the amount of water they get exceeds that, it's basically they begin to rot and mold and experience all sorts of probably unpleasant things for cacti. So can we we'll shorten that. We'll tear down that flag. Because there are no trees anymore. At least not there. So we'll get rid of that. Put the woodcutter here. Another temporary one, but we'll build 3 sawmills, so we should be fine. Look at that fortress. We could totally get that back into action. Okay, this mine is exhausted. That's not good. That is not good, especially because it still has food in it. You can deactivate it for a moment, and you can actually put it back into action, and then it will probably produce again. It may produce. Otherwise, we'll just lose a whole lot of food. I mean, that's 4 food. I wish the game would be a bit more considerate about that. And just stop supplying if the mine was totally out of food. Okay, this place might actually need more than 1 person. So is there a second level entry building as well? No, there's not. We only have a watchtower, and I'm half tempted to increase the amount of population we put into those. We still have 25 settlers, so I think it's a good idea to increase the amount of population there. So, military. We want... that's the thing here. We want those to be fully occupied as well. Yeah, go away. Okay, and we'll soon have donkeys, which will increase the amount of stuff we can carry by a lot. Look at this. Those roads are totally overloaded. Okay, military building occupied. Now this building will be occupied by more than that, because I just set it to that, and because we want this to be fully occupied. Sadly we can't... Oh, we could build here. I don't want to build right over here though. May have to. Okay, let's expand it this direction first. Build a road flag. It's not. Let's build it here. Direct flag and call in the geologists. We need at least 3 of them, because I'm quite sure there is gold in those mountains. I don't care about iron. I need more coal. Okay, we'll have to destroy this. That it's an iron mine. Damn it. Okay, how's our toolmaker doing? He is not doing anything at all. Need more iron. I don't want to build a second smelter because what for, right? Don't you say iron now. Okay, we are building here. Construction is going nicely. Not too happy about this granite. Way too happy, my friend. Can I get some coal from here? Maybe that's actually coal in my location. That coal as well. Okay, we want a road there. We need more coal. That's a fact. It's not just like a fact, it is a fact. Okay. I wonder if I place a woodcutter here. A temporary one, mind you. Can I actually get... Did you find coal? Where did you find coal? We'll need all the coal we can get very soon. Attach that to here. And yeah, we'll put a granite mine here. I'm not going to actually build the thing, I just want to have it there as a placeholder. Know how it'll work there. I think we may be running out of quartz now. So until those sawmills are built, well, this one is technically built, so we should have this ready soon. Also, the donkey breeder should be ready soon. Okay, so my plan would be to have donkey breeders and pig breeders here as well. So they can all draw from the same... I might actually build a well here too. So they can all draw from that. And we'll even have a mill and bakery there too. Okay, you found coal and coal, that's actually good. What are you building there? I don't like what you're building there. Okay. Yeah, this place is fully equipped now. All we need now is gold. And we need loads of it. You don't have to check that place. At all. We found water and more coal. Nice. Anyway, I can place a mine would be even better. If I turn down this flag. I can build a coal mine here. Great. Okay, get me another geologist. I would really appreciate the donkey breeder getting some food soon. Some well, grain. Okay, let's see. Distribution of goods. We need this. Okay, yeah, they keep everything stocked to a degree. And since we don't have any mills, we should actually get the donkey reader supplied with grain soon enough. I mean, there is grain delivered, it's just not getting anywhere right now. Here's some fish and some stuff. Okay, this seems to be like a farm. I mean, it looks like a farm to me. This looks like a silo, so I suppose this may be a farm. I hope it will be. Okay, there's a fortress being built. Lovely. Storehouse. Did we have a sawmill here too? Probably not. Okay. Come on, give me some gold. Okay. I guess next episode then. So until then, bye!